Previously on Lineage of Moonreach. Well, I got my first army, which was 2 gnomes, and we didn't use them at all, as we tried to distract the sleeping soldiers who ran away screaming because I pretended to be a deity of sorts. So then we came back, I jumped in Tomas' funmobile, and then we went back in our water ball to scare off more soldiers. We reached the town, which would have been super cool, but we saw a dancing Calcifer, whom our group all thought I had shot and killed. So that was weird. And that's what happened.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
All right, guys, welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
Woo!
Hey!
I am your host and dungeon master, Seth, and we're going to let you know who's playing real quick before we hop back into the business. Around the table we have...
I am Tomas, and I play Tomar.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin Dingleroot.
I'm Michaela, playing Gorbel.
And each week we get together and we release these twice a week for your listening pleasure, Mondays and Thursdays. But we are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we're having a ball doing it, and it's a good time. So any of you guys listening right now, hit like and subscribe, whatever platform you are listening on, and let us know what you think. We love criticism and feedback, so definitely make sure you do that. In the meantime, we will be playing regardless of whether you like it or not, so we're going to be recording it, and you'll have to listen to it. So you're stuck now. This is a binding contract. So, does anybody have any words of wisdom before we get started?
I like that it sounds like we know what we're doing now.
Yeah, it really does.
That was the first time, 9 episodes in, that... it actually sounds sort of realistic.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, maybe we have a website somewhere.
No, we actually have things now. Speaking of website, www.d20syndicate.com. That's D20syndicate.com. That's where you'll find the bulk of our information, any backstory stuff, and you can find out wherever you want to get your podcast from. You can just go right to our website and listen to it on your most valued and esteemed podcasting platform. But yeah, so we have been having a blast, and let's get down to it, guys. When we last left everyone, as you heard in the recap, you guys had just come out into the bottom of the bowl, as Gorbel likes to put it, in the city of Roundfoottown, which is a gnome stronghold.
She likes to put it. Like, she says that a lot.
Well, she said it like 3 times a day off mic, so I figured, bottom of the bowl. It is a city...
It's all I've been talking about.
It is a city that is vertical, but, it descends. It's not like a typical city. It is like an upside-down tower, in a sense.
Inverted?
Yeah, it's inverted. It's, much like a bowl.
Or how Seth plays Halo.
Exactly. I'm one of maybe 3 people that I know that play inverted style in any online game, or really just any video game. That's important information that you'll need later on the test. So, so you guys came out of the mines, and you entered in the bottom of the bowl, and as you looked up, you saw an airship docked hundreds and hundreds of feet up at the top of the city at the entrance, and you could just barely make out a dancing form. And that's where we're starting here.
So was that on, the cliff face?
Yeah, sort of at the top is where the opening is. You can see sky, and that's the entrance of the city. You're not very familiar with it because none of you have been here before, but that's kind of what they had indicated before and kind of how the city works. You enter through the top, and you can descend and go to the different tiers and levels. And each in the city, as they described it, every tier is like a different ward. There's, like the artisan tier, and then there's business tier. There's the commerce tier. Yeah, there's a bunch of different tiers. So, and as you can see,
orgy tier,
the orgy, and that not as cool as you might think. Just everybody listens to the band there. So, how does it feel? But just different versions of Blue Monday. It's terrible there.
Acoustic orgy. The whole Candy Ass album. Just acoustic.
It's so bad.
Billy's gonna love this episode.
So yeah, you guys are down at the bottom. And here in this bottom tier, this is a very... it almost seems unfinished, considering this is where, typically, they enter through the mines. So it's more... it's not really rough. It's just a little... like they didn't really need anything other than the entrance to the mines down here. So it's kind of rocky and a lot of wooden planks setting up scaffold. You can see like out of service, out of commission mine carts kind of piled up at one side. And it's a pretty large area. You're looking at an area about 500 feet across. It's the most narrow section of the city as it is at the bottom. But as you look up, as I mentioned before, you can see surrounding you all the way up are different, very specific tiers, and then crisscrossing are different bridges and almost like lines where it looks like people might travel across.
This sounds really cute.
Is there a staircase that goes up the whole way?
There are staircases, yes. You can see various staircases. Almost, a lot of them look kind of slapdash in a sense. They look like they were built because other sections were added and they needed something hastily made. But you do see on several points around you at this bottom level that there are different either scaffolds or staircases that would allow you to ascend.
Get back, everybody get back. Do you see that?
That cannot be Calcifer.
Didn't I kill him?
Yes.
Who's Calcifer?
Oh, right. You weren't there.
Do you think he dances all the time? Or he dances when he knows we're here? Or
I don't know if he ever turns on.
He's a dancing villain. That's what he is. Basically.
That's a very long story, but he's been the root cause of a lot of our problems. A lot of the towns burning down, like Moonreach itself was sieged because of Calcifer's machinations. So we thought we had
So he's
destroyed
a
him.
Rothian?
No, he's not Rothian. He's
just
evil.
a grade A dick.
And he's always dancing.
And he's always finding us.
Always. And he didn't tell us his name for so long.
He might be linked to the great adversary. And if he's like that guy, then he wants to break free, like he's using this chaos that's unleashed on the land to break free of his prison. So that would explain why the gnomes have been sieged.
We should probably take care of that guy then.
It's not as easy as that. Like, we've
killed him.
We've shot him, we've stabbed him.
That was the thing we did.
I don't know. Maybe there's a way. Does anybody have a way to, like, lock him on this plane of existence? Because he can, like, teleport and disappear and stuff. Is he still dancing up there? Is it even him? Or is it some other guy dancing?
Well, you guys are making a lot of assumptions, but you can just see a dancing form. It's very, like I said, it's probably 500 or 600, 700 feet up, maybe even close to 1,000. It's hard to gauge from down here, but all you can see is this gyrating form.
Look at those hips. That's definitely him.
No one's got an ass like that.
An ass that doesn't quit.
I mean, I could fly up there and get a look, but
Fly up is what, like an animal?
Yeah, as a bird, but then there'd be like a chance that they knock me out of the sky. That wouldn't be good.
Can't you teleport?
I can, but when you're falling, you know, it's kind of hard to focus.
I mean, also, do you know what he looks like? That's
I
a
don't.
hard thing.
I
Yeah,
don't.
that's a hard thing. I could draw a picture of him. I'm really
Yeah, why
good
don't
at
you
it.
do that?
Okay.
Just for maybe
right.
we can put up like wanted posters.
Here you go.
All right, so very quickly in the dirt, Pinwin starts shuffling around and draws a picture.
Want me to roll for help?
Let's roll and do
Performance?
let's call it performance. So
Are you sure? Okay, performance.
yeah, let's see.
So good. 19.
Oh, okay. So this is a very detailed picture of a form with what looks to be a crazily cut open mouth, like a mouth that's too big to be a normal mouth, and it's got like a mask on. It looks like, and it's smiling, and you can even see that it looks like Pinwin attempted to make it look like it was even dancing. Like,
Yeah,
it
I
looks
drew
like it's
in little
flossing.
air squiggles. Yeah.
Kind of like Oogie Boogie.
So I can tell that it's smiling through the mask.
Like almost as if the mask has a big smile on it.
What's his hair like?
Doesn't have any. It's a like a mask, almost like a stocking over the top of its head.
Okay.
A ski mask.
Yes.
Like he's robbing a gas station.
And for those of you at home listening, on our website you can see a picture of Calcifer, so you know exactly what Pinwin drew.
Way to overpromise.
I mean, it's literally, I have the picture saved. I'll just put it on there.
Oh.
This also
We
is the
we
best
shared
drawing
it.
Pinwin's ever done.
Yeah, it's a really good drawing.
Just
like,
needed dirt.
It's you guys all see this in the dirt. It's like for dirt
got
especially.
shading.
Yeah.
It's stippling in the dirt.
I only work well with dirt medium.
Well, I mean, if that's an accurate picture there, I could fly up and see if I, can see something that looks
If
like
you can
that.
do that safely, then
Well, I don't know about safely, but I could get a look.
have some faith in yourself, buddy. I think you can do it safely.
Yeah, you
I
got
think
it.
I'll be okay, but
Give it a try.
I mean, if he's dancing just because he knows that you guys are here, then I mean, there's a chance that he'll spot me.
I mean, he might not even know you exist. You could be a wild card element that he hasn't factored in.
Could you utilize bardic inspiration?
I mean,
Would that help at all?
what does that do?
It makes you better at anything, really, if you need to be, so I would say so.
I would, yeah.
Okay. Well.
There's also a chance that he's inhabiting someone else's body, so he might not even look like that rendering of in the dirt right there. It's hard to say.
Is getting a closer look at him even going to do us any good?
It might help to get a look around above anyway, to see the state of everything else, maybe to see if he has more stuff at his disposal, big monsters, anything that we could use to our advantage when taking back the city.
True.
Okay. Is there any specific way that bardic inspiration is actually cast, or is it like your choice of how you do
It's
it?
kind of your choice. I would say a lot of, with bards especially, you'd probably give them a song or something like that that inspires them to
Yeah.
do better.
Or like some words, inspiring words.
Or in Gorbel's case, maybe a pose or two that just strikes you just so well, it just gives you goosebumps.
Or could I go like this, rub my hands together, and then kiss my hand, and then touch his back? Like
Yes.
slap him on the back? Yep.
You can.
That's what I do. Go!
I feel
you
inspired.
do it!
That's cool.
So you watch Pinwin, the rest of you watch Pinwin rub his hands together like he's warming them over a fire. A nice, strong kiss on the tip of his fingers, and then slaps you on the back. And you feel inspired.
I feel like part of the group.
What does that feel like? What does being inspired feel like?
It's a good feeling. That's how to describe it. I don't know. I feel like I can do this now.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah,
So are you gonna do it?
Yeah, you just.
I mean, should I just go for it right now?
We could keep talking about it till the cows come home, but
I mean, I guess I'm just a little bit
Eventually
nervous.
we gotta
but
milk 'em.
But I am inspired now. I've got my inspiration. I will wild shape into a bird.
a rainbow parrot.
a toucan.
The Fruity Loops toucan, typically.
Toucan sand. You said Fruity Loops?
Fruity Loops, my bad.
It's a different brand.
This episode is brought to you by Fruity Loops.
Even though we do not record with Fruity Loops.
We are not affiliated at all with Fruity Loops.
Is Fruity Loops even a thing anymore?
I think so. They have like a professional one that's like $300 or something.
Oh, fuck that. Just set your computer clock back to 99 and then you can use it for free. Everybody used to do. What are we recording on, by the way? What program?
We use Adobe Audition to record our podcasts.
Oh, wow. So any of you guys that want to have the same experience, and you can obviously tell how good our recording is, use Adobe. It's what's for dinner.
You can get a subscription to Adobe and get all the programs at once, so...
Or you can record however the fuck you want. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you can use Audacity because that shit's free. Who cares?
Yeah.
We're not sponsored.
We aren't. Not yet. Looking at you, Porsche.
Wendy's.
Hungry man.
Porsche and Wendy's. Because I want to eat my spicy chicken from the driver's seat of my brand new Porsche.
Drop it patty first onto the interior of your Porsche.
But that's okay because I'm sponsored and they'll just give me a new one.
I need a new bucket seat.
Porsche.
All right. Do I have any idea of what kind of birds would be normal to see?
I mean, you live here, yeah.
Area?
Yeah.
Why not just a normal bird?
Like a raven or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have?
Yes, they have a raven.
Oh my God.
It is winter, so ravens are very common.
Okay. I'll do a raven. I'm pretty sure there's a raven.
Yes. All right, so you're going to transform into the shape of a raven.
Yes.
So the rest of you watch as Hirstag raises his staff, and you see that familiar green magical energy start to pulsate and wash over him, and then, much like the Animorphs, who are also sponsored by K.A. Applegate.
I was just going to say something Applegate.
I almost called her J.K. Applegate. He... And all of a sudden, he is in the form of a raven.
Woo! Ow! Wee!
That's pretty much what I was looking for.
Then I'm gonna start flying up.
All right, and you watch as he...
And here and there I'll stop and perch on, like, one of the scaffolds, like, if they've got handrails or something, just to make it look like I'm not just darting up there right in their faces.
When this is happening, I'm going to talk to them.
Okay.
Like, I know we're putting him in a lot of danger, but we don't know him that well, so...
Oh, no, if it's going to be any one of us, definitely him.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if he blows him out of the sky...
But also, I feel like he already knows that we are here.
Yeah.
He always knows where we are.
I just really want to confirm for sure. But we might want to try and keep Hirstag as safe as possible just because he's our only, like, real healer right now.
He's inspired. I think he'll be fine. I'm making dirt angels, by the way. Still down there.
I think he'll be okay.
I don't know what Calcifer is, because I don't think it's human at all.
No.
I think it was controlling Lars in some way.
I mean, Lars was never that cool of a dude, though.
Yeah, he didn't have dancing skills.
Lars sucked.
What a douche. Thank you, Pinwin, for shooting him.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was...
I have another...
I wish it was kind of more conclusive.
I have a list of
What about,
dickish kids from our childhood that you can take care of next.
What about, what was her name? What was her name? Tell me her name.
The chick
The
Lars was
chick
with.
that Lars was with.
Oh, Myra.
What about Myra? She disappeared and we never saw her again.
She was definitely in on that shit.
She's the one that wanted the lineage stuff.
Oh. Myra.
She could be anywhere.
Man, what if Lars was totally innocent and Myra was just a massive cunt this whole time?
I mean, maybe.
Am I not allowed to say that?
No, you can say it all you want.
I just thought it was funny.
You looked offended.
No,
She was
You know,
a cunt.
Seth.
that's our word. So.
Our snuggling word.
It's our safe word.
Kitty cunt. Good night, kitty cunt. Good night, Mika.
Seth, you told him about that?
In the meantime, while you guys are having this very enlightening discussion, Hirstag, you are now fluttering limly-bimly from ward to ward and taking a rest and kind of getting the lay of the land as you're seeing how this city itself works. Now, as you're climbing up through this bowl, you realize that the bowl itself is not the only section of this city. You're seeing now that it seems to be like the central section, but as it is in a spherical shape, you can see that as you go up, each of the wards goes deep into the rock. And so it's much larger than you originally thought. This just almost acts as almost like a market square. Yeah, a courtyard. Thank you. And you flutter up, and you see different levels. You can see there's actually one level as you go up about 3 that is completely filled with steam. And you can see that's where the steam was rising from when you guys saw a vast majority of it. And as you look down through the corridors on either side, all around you on this level, you can see various machinations that seem to still be running. And as you might know, Roundfoottown is well known for the gnomes being engineers and builders and crafters, tinkerers of that sort. And that level specifically seems of something to notice. And you flutter up and up and up, and it takes you... You're taking your time, so it takes you about 2 minutes to make your leisurely way. And as you get up there, you get closer and closer to the form up near the airship. And you're realizing now that this doesn't look anything like the drawing that Pinwin drew for you.
Well, I'm glad I didn't shoot him.
And in fact, as you get closer and closer, you realize that this is not somebody dancing and gyrating. It's someone struggling hard and screaming out with no sound coming out of their mouth. You see that it is a woman, and she appears to be of Zugoese descent. And as you get closer and closer...
Can you describe what that is to the audience?
Yes.
The Zugo are a nation of humans that are a bit shorter statured, darker hair. They typically have black hair and very pale skin, and they live in a nation that has tons of jungles and clustered islands and lots of swampy marshes, and it's just a very interesting. And I'd actually just described them wrong. Actually, they're not. They don't have pale skin. They have it's a bit more bronze skin color, but they have the dark black hair, and they're of shorter stature, as I said. And they're typically known for piloting long barges and boats. They are, because that's typically how they get around in their nation. It's well known that that's the type of people that they are. They're all well known for that, rowboating. and you see this woman attached to one with her hands behind her back. She seems to be tied or bound in some way to a large
plank.
You're not there.
Oh, yeah.
On a large wooden shaft that's sticking out of the ground. And she's struggling and looks like she's screaming out, but like I said, no sound is coming out of her mouth as you flutter up there. But you don't see anyone else around. And as you crest the landing, you see that the airship itself is still actually floating about 20 feet above the ground, but it's tethered. It's air parked.
It's idling.
Okay. No one else around? No
one else around.
War machines or anything?
Nothing. You don't see even signs of the apparent soldiers.
Is there a lip to the city? Like, is there anything on the surface level?
So the surface level is, in itself, is like an entry level stuff. There's some shops and looks like some buildings, as if people might come there and they'd stay. Typically, you see a lot of buildings that are taller, that look like maybe they're inns. But everything is empty, as you have discovered all the way up. You haven't seen a single other sign of life, except for this one struggling person.
Goddamn. Nothing is straightforward.
Sit there. I mean, I'll
watch
go
her scream silently.
I'll go and land on the nearest building on the roof and just kind of watch her for a moment.
Okay. and she struggles against her binds, and
So her mouth isn't covered, but she's...
not making any noises.
Okay. And then my raven brain, which is my regular brain, I feel like this is a trap.
And weren't you guys connected still telepathically?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think we are.
Oh, wait.
No.
I think that was
No?
yesterday.
No, that did not happen today.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so never
What?
mind.
That would have been the thing to do.
Really convenient.
We did. We did.
So you are flying blind, as it were.
Okay.
That's not blind.
So
It's kind of blind.
How is
thought blind?
Mouth blind.
how far away from her am I?
You're if it was the nearest building, you're going to be looking at about 40 feet away.
40 feet.
Is that a burp?
You just wanted it to be.
That was a bug.
I had to pause because existential depression took over. I want to die.
You make some weird sounds.
So, what kind of... How is she... How is she bound to this post?
You can kind of see. It looks like you can't really see a specific.
Vaginally.
Yeah, vaginally. It's a vagabond, also known as a vagabond. Spelled the same, but no, she is. She's looks to be tied or chained. You can see something, but you can't see finer detail. If there is a physical,
Ravens have good vision.
they do have good vision. But if you have, if you had to guess, you would say that it's possibly magical because you don't exactly see what it could be.
Could I possibly roll for perception or arcana or anything?
Yeah, you can do Arcana.
You're also operating on only the info that we've told you about
Yeah,
anything like this.
I'm really just trying to get an
Make
idea
sure
of, like how she's bound. If I can sense any spells going on, which I'm sure there's a spell if she's screaming, but there's no sound. So, yeah, just to get an idea of what's going on.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's a heavy dice.
Make
is.
sure to add a D8 because you have bardic inspiration.
If I want to use it for that.
For you listeners out there who just heard that mammoth thud, Elijah has a set of
Skull Splitter.
Skull Splitter.
And it's not a set. I mean, I have a set, but this is the only metal dice I have.
Is a metal D20.
So if you guys want to drop a dice and have it just completely destroy your table,
A die. They keep
What
saying
kind of
a dice.
metal is it made of?
I don't know.
it's made out of meteorite. So
Sure.
This episode is brought to you by Skull Splitter Dice.
they don't know it yet, but it is,
And by Little Debbie.
all right, which totally exists still.
Doesn't it?
It's Hostess doesn't exist anymore.
I think that
No,
somebody.
Really?
Tomas is
I think
broken.
somebody bought it.
Wait,
His face was sad.
Hold on,
They
pause
were
the
at least
podcast.
bringing
Pause.
back
No, I mean,
Twinkies.
keep it going, but we need to confirm for the audience if Little Debbie's still real.
Wait,
Well,
is
that's
Hostess
happening.
Twink-
What's great about these skull splitter things that we were talking about earlier is it would be the perfect self-defense weapon.
For sure.
Well, let me touch that and find out.
So good.
Just launch it at Seth and see if it knocks him out.
Seth,
it's
look,
gonna because a breeze does.
how does that even roll?
You gotta toss it.
Hey, I got a 20.
Wow.
Wow, he never gets 20.
He just wasted his 20.
Great.
Because that's how it works.
Used them all up.
Never again.
That's a 3.
So I may have misspoke. Lil Debbie might actually be its own thing. I thought it was part of Wonder and Hostess, but I think that they're now cornering the market because of Hostess and Wonder going out of business.
Little
Nice.
Debbie sounds like it should be a rap name.
I
I
definitely
actually
know.
think it is because I would search for Lil Debbie and I was seeing stuff about like Nicki Minaj and Iggy Azalea. So I was like, oh, maybe it's
I
Little
definitely
Debbie.
know that somebody bought up Twinkies. So,
okay.
because everyone was upset about Twinkies.
And that's Hostess.
Which is funny because Twinkies are garbage.
I love
Yeah, they're like
Twinkies.
the worst little treat.
They are. Elijah's shaking his head no.
Have you had a Star Crunch?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had a Twinkie.
Star Crunches are baller.
They're so good.
Nutty Bar.
Oh, those are good too.
They're good.
Especially
I like
if you keep them in the
Twinkies
freezer.
You like Twinkies more, man?
Twinkies are dope.
That's so weird.
Twinkies are
Ooh, what did we learn? What did we learn the other day when we were learning?
As
During
we do, because
learning
we're
time.
intelligent
Once a week.
scholars.
It was about Twinkies. It's Twinkie.
Oh, originally Twinkie.
Banana cream filling.
Yeah, they had banana cream filling, but during the war, they had to save costs, so they just switched to a cream filling, and then they just never went back because it was so much more
Yeah,
popular.
you would have loved that. Elijah.
What I
would
love
die.
most about this, all this information, is that we're talking about this as a woman is silently screaming
Right,
by
right.
magical bonds.
I'm thinking about Twinkies. Hirstag is not thinking about Twinkies.
Oh, fancy cakes are kind of nice. Can we have those at our wedding?
Mika!
Instead of like a wedding cake.
They're like tiny personal wedding cakes.
If those are wedding favors,
And they're only like $2.
I will consider going to your wedding then.
We've got Tomas.
You give me a whole box of those.
And if he's coming, everybody's coming.
It's gonna be the three of us. A box of fancy cakes.
And a really weird honeymoon. Tomas is just like angrily like driving us around.
If you guys get engaged, it has to be on the podcast. You know that, right?
Ew.
Gross. Guess we can't get engaged.
We're never getting married.
You have to get
right.
married on the podcast.
Never seen a fancy cake wedding.
If we break up, it has to be on the podcast also.
And then awkwardly still play together.
And you bring your new boyfriend. This is Hank.
He just sits in the back and doesn't talk.
And he's like really uncomfortable. He keeps looking at his phone and then like looking at her. We got dinner reservations, babe.
That is such typical Hank.
Yeah.
So what, do you want to do,
I
Hirstag?
kind of want this.
During
So
that
if
break,
anyone
I
knows
just
someone named Hank, who's a total
Someone named Hank.
I just ate so many cream cheese mints.
cream cheese.
Have you ever had?
mints.
That
Of
sounds
course you have
so
never
gross.
had
I would never.
They're actually pretty tasty.
I have more out here. You guys should try them.
It sounds gross to me.
It says the guy who's never eaten a plum.
Whoa.
I guess we're throwing a lot of accusations around. I feel like this. We need to chill before some
serious.
feelings get hurt.
Let's get to the plot at hand here.
Plums. Jinx. Lindsey, I release you.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Arcana, I rolled an 18.
All right. So what you can perceive now, with your knowledge of things magical, this girl is definitely
High on plums.
high as a motherfucker. She got plums for days.
I tell you not to eat the pit.
But she didn't listen.
Yep.
And now she's attached to a pole. But no,
Debbie.
damn it, little Debbie. So yeah, no, you can tell that the fastening keeping her to this pole is magical, and also you can tell, just kind of in general, based on the scream, the silent scream, that perhaps she is also behind some sort of barrier.
Won't Plum Buddy help her?
I hated it, but I know you were thinking about it for a couple of seconds, so I'm gonna give you 5 experience. Just never do
I
it
didn't
again.
even do it for that. I did it because it felt good.
5 experience, though.
Well, you were wrong. It wasn't good. It was bad. It was ruined. It's rotten. Like so many plums.
So I get the sense that this is magical. I'm gonna fly back down.
Okay. So Hirstag, you descend down to the base level again, where your friends are waiting for you. Friends, acquaintances. Yeah, maybe you'll get there.
Friends, but we were totally willing to
These are the
sacrifice them.
best friends I've ever had.
They talk to me. They don't huck stuff at me.
Immediately scream and fight me. So you guys see this raven, the Hirstag raven,
Your bird sound.
land on the ground in front of you. Do you reshape?
I will kind of hop back into cover in
Okay.
the little
I think that's him.
mine, and then I will take my true form.
Now you see me as I really am.
Where are your pants?
Oh boy!
Yes, so Hirstag, you are now back in dwarven form.
Okay.
Hey, Hirstag, do you see my angel?
Yeah, that's really nice, Pinwin. So, so kind of not what I expected.
I know, it's
There's-
really good.
That guy
Oh.
that you drew was not there. That is a bound woman. She is bound to a wooden pole, and from what I can tell, she's magically bound. There's some kind of a spell, like a silent spell or a barrier of some kind around her, because she's actually fighting against her restraints and screaming, but there's no sound.
Is it a dwarf? Is it a
It's a human,
human? Okay.
a lady.
That has trap written all
That's
over
what
it.
I was saying in my raven form. My raven.
Yeah, but someone has to be pretty stupid if they think we're just going to save a stranger.
Yeah, we don't care about strangers. What do we do? I don't know what to do.
Well,
I think we need to find out what's going on the airship.
Did you look at the airship when you went up there?
fuck, I should have. I had wings at the time. Now I don't have wings.
Could you get wings again?
I suppose. Since it is a trap, though, we're all in agreement that it's a trap.
It seems
I
pretty trappy.
I think it's a safe assumption.
Yeah. I'd appreciate it if maybe we could, if I could get some backup. Because
From us?
they're probably waiting, and they probably know that we're here.
Why?
Because they've laid a trap for us.
Well, we don't know that it's for us. You said you only saw the woman, right? And nothing else? Mm-hmm. That's not enough information to go off of.
It's not at all, but I have a bad feeling about it.
Gorbel, what about your double? Why could you send your double up?
Yeah, but my double can't fly,
But it also can't hurt you.
so I won't be able to get a good look in the airship.
What do you mean?
Isn't the airship in the air?
Couldn't you just climb onto it?
Isn't it like hovering in the air?
It's tied down. It's like anchored, but it's I mean there is like a.
I have to climb a rope?
I assume it was like a chain or a rope that's tied it something. Another option would be, I mean, I'm not sure, but do you have any magic? Like, are any of you shifters at all?
I can polymorph, but fine.
But
If you want to. I would just appreciate it, because I'm up there by myself.
let's just go up there.
Yeah! That'd be fun.
They wouldn't expect us to actually go to the trap.
Yeah.
That's the last thing they're expecting.
I'm not sure if we should. If when we all go up there, we should be prepared to fight. And if we're not fully prepared right now, I would say we need to take a little bit of time, get some rest.
Did you
before
say
we
she
all
was
head up.
silently screaming?
Yes.
Then there could be an area of silence that might prevent spells from being cast. Unless somebody can cast spells without vocal components.
Well, I've heard of spells of silence where it keeps whoever's in the area.
Oh, you mean silence?
From casting. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
From casting spells in that area. Yeah, and like I said, it was very clear that she was trying to scream, but there was no sound.
Well, I know some of us have Dispel Magic.
I do.
So maybe we could...
I don't want to... But like I said, if I'm going up there, I don't want to risk it.
All right,
myself.
we will go up with you.
Okay,
And
but do we want to rest first? Do
you
we want
guys
to get
need
our
to rest?
bearings?
I'm all rested up.
Is everyone doing well?
Psycho, how are you?
I'm doing good. I got I'm fine. I'm ready to go when you guys are. We'll cut her loose and save the damsel in distress, and then be back in time for lunch.
Well, it's very possible that this is not a damsel, and when we free it, it could be a monster that will reveal itself and devour us all. So be on the ready.
All right. Well, that's
could
not
just
nothing
be
we've never
singing.
encountered before.
You're singing
Yeah, it's
really
just belting
loud?
out.
No, screaming.
Mama!
Didn't mean to make you cry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to go if you guys are.
All right, let's tread cautiously. We tread cautiously.
All right, so you guys...
we still
Should
have
we pass without a train?
we might still have it activated. How long does it last?
It lasts an hour.
All right, well we had it at the end of the episode, so I would say we
It's only... I mean, it's been roughly 20, 25 minutes, give or take. So you could probably have about a half hour left of it.
Yeah. All right.
Did we have any gnomes with us?
No.
It was just us?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we
Maybe
get
we
up?
should send some kind of message to them before we go.
What happened to those other two gnomes? Did we leave them behind?
What?
Yeah, you guys couldn't cross with them.
Okay, well,
I thought he was going to go back and get him. Did he forget? He forgot.
I mean, it might be safer for them if
That'd
they...
take a whole
Probably.
nother spell and everything.
Yeah, and
Can
they
we
are safer.
Can we
than
quickly
maybe.
get up there? Because it'll take a while to get up this city.
I mean, I
It'll
could-
take... like, looking at it, I mean, you saw especially, like, it would take probably the better part of an hour to get up to the top. Just even climbing on the outside.
Could I fire an arrow with a rope attached and we can climb up a rope?
Does anyone have a spell
Nope. Okay.
that can move us all quickly and efficiently up?
Did I see any trees up there?
You didn't see any trees up there. I would imagine you would take particular note. However, you did see some thick brambles up at the top near the entrance. Might be something you could use.
Brambles aren't very human-sized.
That's true.
I would say a door probably wouldn't fit anywhere there. No other big plants that I could see.
No, you guys are kind of in the mountains here, so...
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I propose a new plan.
You have a plan?
I think, well, it's not a plan of how to deal with this whole thing, but I think we should let the gnomes know what's going on, and we could maybe get some backup if they have anyone that's useful that could come with us.
They're not warriors.
They've been holding out down here by themselves.
They haven't been holding out anything. They're not warriors, they're builders.
I mean, they did have one mage, but...
That old guy you were harassing?
Yeah, he could
the
only
stick?
summon a stick. I love that face you made when he did that, by the way. That's so good. You were like... when you formed the stick.
I couldn't see it, so I don't know.
It was good. But that would give us some time to rest up. I mean, I've taken...
Are you tired?
I've taken a little bit of damage. I'm down a few pretty good spells.
We can't wait another 8 hours before we go and help these people.
Yeah, there's a singing woman.
If we go up there and we all get captured, then they won't know where we went or...
They'll probably continue on the way they have been.
I mean,
Cautiously
This is just my
Just
opinion.
do it!
I will go with what the group decides.
We're going up there.
Woo!
Oh. Okay. All right, let's go.
All right. So you guys are
It's
gonna
like,
go?
it's like Gorbel said, the balls thing.
Balls to the wall.
That one.
All right, so you guys are just going to ascend through staircases? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you guys go to the nearest staircase.
Wait, nobody had a way to get us up faster?
Yeah, you guys want to figure that out real quick, or you just want to go up?
I don't.
I don't have.
Jesus. Okay.
We make a pulley.
Let's just go up the stairs, I guess.
Okay, so the 5 of you ascend the nearest staircase, and you basically start your cautious ascent, and you're moving, and it takes you 20 minutes to reach even the quarter way point, and you travel through various districts. Here you can see you pass through like a smithing district and an artisan district, and as you saw earlier, Hirstag, you guys encounter the steamy district that you can only assume is filled with engineering. Yeah, orgies. In fact, this is like the most captivating district because this is stuff that would boggle you guys' minds. You've never seen most of what goes on in this. Even though there's no one around, you just see a lot of moving parts and just metal and stone objects that seem to move by magic, but you can't sense any magic off of them. And you continue to climb through the different districts, and eventually you get all the way up to the top after about an hour, and you have a very long and very arduous climber resting at the precipice of this city. And you're about 200 feet away from the struggling form of the woman, who now does not seem to be struggling very much.
Huh. Are they facing us?
No, she's facing away, kind of to the side profile from where you guys are at.
All right, we're going to move... Well, I'm going to move more behind her than that.
Okay.
So we're 200 feet away from her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to recast Pass Without a Trace then.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
And then I will shapeshift into the Raven again.
All right.
So I can fly up and get a look at this airship.
Okay.
Gorbel, maybe we should have telepathic bond going for this in case we need to communicate to each other quietly.
I suppose that would be a good idea. I cast telepathic bond.
All right. So, shink. You guys are all connected again, mentally.
Man, that steamy room seemed really cool. I'm really
Yeah, we'll
good
have
at Dirt Angels.
We'll have to check
And
that out
drone.
later. That's me telepathically communicating because
Yeah,
I can't talk as a Raven. So yeah, I will fly up to the airship.
Okay. So you flutter towards the airship, and go ahead and roll perception.
Gonk!
I like it.
Everybody's going to know you're rolling dice.
25.
25. That's a pretty good roll. So as you get nearer and nearer, you can see that the entirety of the airship itself seems to be unoccupied, still floating there. But you can see that this airship looks familiar.
There's only one airship.
I've seen an airship before.
Oh shit! You're not Smoochie anymore.
Nope.
Let me back that up. You don't recognize this airship.
But there's only one airship.
There's only one airship up there. Yes.
All right, so we got an airship.
I mean, the airship's nearby, right? We can look at it from where we are?
Yeah, you guys can see it, but he's seeing it from like a top-down view now. But he can see onto the deck, and there's no one on the deck.
But if I was
Still.
Smoochie, I would have recognized.
If you were
it.
Smoochie, you wouldn't recognize it specifically. It would just look familiar in style.
Okay.
Are there any banners or markings on it identifying it as a certain faction, or
There doesn't seem to be nothing in your view that would really, if you stumbled upon this, you wouldn't know who it belonged to.
And yeah, so this is like a ghost town, guys. I got a weird feeling about this. No one on the ship at all. No one in sight, except for that one woman. What should I do? Should I go land on the ship? Should I
Can
get
you
a
go
closer
below deck?
look? Not really now. I've used up my two forms for the day. I think it'd look
Aren't you a
really.
bird still?
I think it'd look really fishy if I went in there as a bird.
Birds get trapped in places all the time.
Or you do see there are a couple other birds like floating around, a couple other ravens, and one is actually perched high up on the mast of this.
Can you peer
airship.
into a porthole or something?
I will go and land on the railing or whatever for now.
So
Just
like
get
on the prow of the ship?
Yeah, just get a closer look.
So you flutter down, and you land, and it's fairly silent. I mean, like I said, you do see a crow up on the mast, but you hear a back.
Is that like sup in bird language?
I don't know bird language. I'd have to cast a spell for that.
You're saying it.
But yeah, it's fairly silent. You do see that within your view, there where you landed, you can see that there is a staircase leading below deck that seems open.
Quit being such a pussy.
It's my life, though.
What are you guys doing in the meantime? Just chilling?
I'm trying to check out the lady.
How far away are we?
You guys, unless you move forward, you were 200 feet.
All right, so
So, what are you guys doing while he's checking out the airship?
I want to get a better look at the lady.
Okay, stealthily, I imagine.
Yep, I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
we
And
have heavy armor, so that's going to be easy.
so you guys are going to get closer and closer. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
But still keep a safe distance.
Let's get closer.
Okay.
Passive perception 19.
Passive perception 19. Are you also getting closer?
Hell yeah.
And if you three are, then Zyko is definitely going to get closer with you.
20 passive perception.
Okay.
Man, I'm perceptive.
Mine is also 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I roll for it?
Yes, if you would like to.
Oh, fuck. 10.
10? Okay. So you're
I don't even know why you ever roll for it. You're just bad at percepting things.
perceiving?
Perceiving.
Perhaps?
Sure. Nah.
Deception.
That's all right.
I am bad at it, but I thought I could beat 13.
We'll use your passive there. As you guys get closer, you can see what he described. Other than the thrashing, this is a very barren area, which normally you think would be teeming full of people going this way and that. And it's weird that the place is so empty, especially considering how many soldiers exited just a few moments before your arrival into the bottom of the bowl.
Are there any signs of a siege at all? Like smoke, fire, crumbled buildings?
There doesn't seem to be at the moment. You do see that there has been some sort of like attack or something. You see a lot of no fires or anything, but it seemed like there was a lot of
Signs of struggle.
in the snow especially. You can see that there are some tracks of movement and stuff like that. But no, you can see that the general feel and smell of the place smells like a battlefield from what you've experienced. However, as you get closer and closer, how close do you guys want to get to this lady on the pole?
Pretty close.
Pretty close?
I mean, I'll venture out forward if need be.
Okay. So you guys get...
I'm also going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
So for 10 minutes, within 30 feet of me, I can sense magic, and it'll, like, have an aura around it, like creatures or objects that are affected by spells and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, so as you get closer and closer, you do definitely sense the presence of magic. What's your radius?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. And if you want to get within 30 feet of her, is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are just at the edge of the... Like, if you still want to stay hidden, just at the edge of, like, where the buildings are, you're just inside that radius, and you can sense that there is magic where she is at. She definitely is magically bonded to that pole, and there also seems to be some sort of magical barrier around her.
Is there anything else magical in the radius around me?
In the radius around you, you do not sense anything else magical.
All right. Does anyone have dispelling magic that could cancel out this bond that's on her?
Is that in character?
Yes.
I do, but maybe hold off a moment and while I get a look on the inside of the ship.
I don't, but I can make some really cool colors.
No, the closest thing I have would be Counterspell, and I can't do that.
All right, Hirstag, well, let us know what's in the boat.
All right.
Okay, so Hirstag. So are you guys all clustered around him, or are you guys kind of spread out?
I was just following him.
Okay, gotcha. It's good for backup. So Hirstag, you are sitting there on the prow of the ship. What would you like to do?
I will go ahead and go down those stairs or whatever. So I'm being really cautious.
Okay. So as you descend into the stairwell, it is dim, but it's not dark. You can see that there are a couple of sconces, but where you might think that torches would be, you assume that they probably thought that wasn't very safe because there are just little mage lights set up very, very sparsely in this dark and dim hallway that you have descended into, and you can see that it's quite long. This airship, I guess I forgot to mention, this airship is fairly large. It's a large airship, about as large as the vessel you traveled to Deepminster on. So it's not anything to scoff at. But this hallway that you end up in, it's long, and you don't see any doors on either side until you get to the end. So it must be some sort of entryway hallway. Shit, there's a door there, but it is open.
Oh, it is.
Yes. Sorry.
Can I just walk up with my little raven feet on the floor, just waddle up there and get a look in the room?
So it's another hallway, but you do see that there are rows and rows of doors in this hallway, as far as you can see, and it gets so dim that it just kind of disappears into the dim. But you can tell that this next hallway is very long.
And are the doors closed? Can I see that far?
There are a couple of doors that are open. They look like it's hard to tell because they seem to open inward if they do.
All right, we've got a hallway. We've got some doors. There's a few doors open. I could try to get a peek inside. What's the consensus?
Yeah. I would see what you can see as long as you're down there. Any information could help.
Hirstag, you might be scared, but it's really important that we know what's going on. So if you
That's true.
Just get information, please.
I just wish I had my spider form right now. I'm not very stealthy. But yeah, this is important. Okay, I'm gonna go take a peek.
All right, so you're gonna continue on down. Are you gonna hop, or are you gonna kind of flutter, or what are you gonna
kind of hop? Try to, as best as I can, make it look like I'm a bird that's just kind of
lost his way.
Yeah, just kind of wandered in here.
Okay, so as you hop down into the hallway, you get about 10 feet, and you hear a and the door closes behind you.
So,
are you okay? That is a weird sound.
The door closed behind me. Just be ready for shit to hit the fan. If it happens.
If this is Calcifer, then be ready for some weird magical illusions and things happening.
Is he like a full-on caster? What kind of...
He hasn't directly engaged us, really, but he usually uses spells to mess with our heads.
Mostly illusion magic.
Yeah, so just
I don't
steel
know
yourself.
much about that.
Well, if use your willpower, resist whatever he does.
Okay.
Try your best to be a convincing bird.
You got this. You can do
I
it.
almost,
Don't give yourself away.
I almost called out in bird form.
What if he
All
eats
right.
birds?
I'll just kind of scream in my head if shit goes down. I
Do
forgot
a Krellis.
I forgot to ask how high the ship is in the air.
It was about 20 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, I will continue on and see if I can get a peek in any of these open doors.
Okay. So you hop on down. Nothing is, other than the door closing, there's not much out of the ordinary here, though it was a bit strange that the door did seem to close. You hop along.
Could I tell when I came in here which way the door opened, which way the door swings? Did the door swing outwards or swing inwards?
Inwards. It swung in to close. It was, when you stepped through, the door was on the side that you stepped into.
Fuck, I should have looked behind that door.
No, you could see behind the door now. It closed behind you. You're on the side of the door closing. Does that make sense?
So it closed behind me in the little hallway?
Yes.
Look behind you.
So yeah, I'm going to look in that corner and see if there's anybody there first before I continue on.
There is nothing there that you can see. However, with your passive perception, you can hear a very, very distantly a sound. You just hear it the once.
Did it sound like rolling across wood, maybe? Or
Something like that. Maybe. It definitely sounded like something rolling and slamming.
I heard a noise. I'll keep you updated on every little thing.
No, please don't. Just
It's
let us know.
probably
Let us know if something actually
I mean,
happens.
All right, let's pause from you and switch to them real fast. So what are you guys doing in the meantime?
Is she doing anything?
Now she looks as though she has maybe passed into unconsciousness. You can see her chest slowly rising and falling. However, you notice there's something familiar about her when you see her there.
What is familiar about her?
You feel like you've seen her face before.
Where have we seen her face before?
Do we need to roll history?
Like
I would roll
within 30 feet. Look at her.
It's hard to tell really, but there's something familiar about her.
I'm bad at history.
I'm
Can
gonna
we roll
Yeah, you can
Try to
acrobatics?
take it.
Can I roll acrobatics to flip this shit on its head? Yeah, if you want to figure out, roll some history. It'll be personal history, so at an advantage.
23.
23.
17.
All right.
18.
All right. You guys are pretty sure that this woman, this Zugoese woman, attached to this pole in the ground, is the same face. You can all get this impression right away as what was the portrait in the locket that you found in the carriage back in Heart Valley.
Cartleby carriage?
The Cartleby carriage back in Heart Valley.
Is that the hot chick from the locket?
Cyan's
What?
daughter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did
It
you?
looks
I
like
think
Cyan's daughter.
about the picture in the locket. Okay, so I got to look at her. Does it look like the?
Now that they've said that, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would she be here? Is that where Cyan was going?
You recall that Cyan was trying to find his daughter. He didn't know exactly where she was.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where we were. He was just kind of traveling along with me for protection, but I wasn't. We didn't have a destination.
Did
we
he
were
tell you
just kinda-
anything about her? Is he concerned for her safety?
She was lost and possibly taken, and he was looking for her. So I have no doubt in my mind now that that's her.
Well, she's not moving anywhere. She looks unconscious, so hurry up in there so you can get out and free her.
All right, I'll get a quick peek, and
I'm
then
gonna
I'll head down.
Glancing around in the surrounding buildings and other things to see if there's any movement or any other signs of anything going on.
Perception.
Can I as well?
If you're planning on doing that.
16 or 19 for passive.
You don't see any movement or anything like that.
I want to do more of an investigation.
All right, so what are you trying to investigate?
I'm trying to see if there is any sign of people being around or any clues that can give me any information.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
16.
You don't really see anything other than there's a ton of footsteps in the snow that it's really muddy. It muddies the details. It's hard to tell what could possibly be around or has gone any time in the recent past.
Is wind blowing?
Yes, it's in the middle of a blizzard.
Are
Except
we-
you guys are just getting the wind, and you can see the snow blowing over the top of everything.
Is it collecting weirdly around anything?
No, not that
Is
you
it
can
collecting
see.
on the woman?
No, it's not. So the way that the city looks, it's almost like they try to protect it from the elements in general. It's got a upsloped kind of top face there where the cliff faces are, and kind of protects it from a lot of the bad weather. Obviously, if it was a light, direct snow, it would fall down very nicely, which it definitely did in the past. But since the blizzard is going on up above you guys, it's not really getting in there. The wind is sweeping over. Does that make sense?
Are we in Pinwin's favorite terrain?
What is your favorite terrain?
Forest and grassland?
Yeah, grassland.
We would not be then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, forest, grassland.
I'm going to pick up a stone and not aim it at this chick, but aim it kind of at what I think could be this trap around her,
Okay.
holding her.
All right.
I'm going to see if it goes through or if it hits something and bounces off. So
Okay.
pick up a little stone.
So go ahead and roll dexterity.
You crit and you kill her.
Does she look like a person or an apparition?
She looks like a person.
Okay.
19.
Okay, so yeah, you hurl it in the general vicinity, and it's a good enough roll that you throw it like close enough to her that you think it might, hit the area that you're looking for. And as it kind of sails through the air, it lands right next to the pole that she's in, unmolested. Nothing happens. The stone just... But you do notice that when it bounces, you don't hear the sound.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it though.
It's
That was
silence.
weird.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got it.
What'd you do?
She threw a stone. Will you look already in there? Don't worry about out here. We'll let you know if something happened.
Just try to be careful out there. Don't let her get hurt. All right, I'm gonna take a peek in the rooms.
Okay.
About that.
Yeah.
So we're
We're just throwing stones at her.
Whoever hits her wins $1. You're taking turns just trying to hit her. Ping, I got her right in the head. So Hirstag, you hop down. And after you're looking in the rooms, and the rooms seem weirdly empty. Some of them seem like quarters. You see some beds that... some of them are made, some are not, but they are all empty. And even in raven form, it kind of smells like it just smells.
Butt.
No, it's booty. No, it just smells like old wood. You don't smell any humanoid smells at all. What if you did, they would be very faint. Now, you hear, after a moment, you hear another sound.
Same sound.
Same exact sound.
From behind me, further down the hallway.
Further down the hall, you were definitely closer to it than you were. You were saying.
I think you were saying, but I will exit the room.
Well, now you're saying because I'm the DM, fucker.
I will exit the room that I'm in.
You're in a hallway.
Or the hallway that... Okay, I'm going to remain in the hallway, but I will inch my way further down towards that sound. Are there any... Can I tell if there's any other open doors?
I mean, you're passing several, and any that you look in look like quarters.
Okay.
Some made beds, some unmade beds.
Is he getting
Every
closer
time
to
you
the
say
source
that,
of
He
the
is
sound?
getting closer to the source.
Is it a continuous sound?
You haven't heard it again yet. You've only heard it twice.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll head in that general direction.
Okay. And you continue down.
Man, every time you're saying quarters, I just I know you're talking about where people sleep, but in my head I'm like, quarters. Like, coins, there's a bunch of coins there.
All right, so you continue down.
I'll peep in these rooms as I'm passing them. Hopefully there's not, some weird creature standing there.
Hopefully there is, because I am sick of you just looking slowly in a room.
Alright, I'll start moving quicker.
Okay, so you move quickly, and you come to...
Picturing this raven running.
Its wings going like Liquid Terminator.
So you move more quick. You hop more quickly down this hallway, and the only way to go now, as you reach the end of the hallway, is down. There's another staircase, and you hear a.
Is it closer?
Much closer.
I'll go down the stairs.
Okay, so you hop down the stairs.
Here and there, I'll stop and smell the floor, or flutter my wings, or look around.
And then
trying to look natural.
And then, do you have any active spells going on right now?
No.
Okay, all right.
Other than telepathic bond.
Yeah,
that one.
So you go down to the end, and this hallway is much darker. There's all the way down at the end. There is there's a light source, a mage light down there, but other than that, it's pretty dim. But you can see there is an open doorway down there. There don't seem to be very many doors down here.
It's Maglite, Seth. Maglite.
I will head
the flashlight
kind of quickly down towards the end of the hallway.
All right, and as you get closer, you see that open door, and you can hear very loudly.
Oh.
Whoa.
So I could only hear it. I didn't see what made the sound.
No, but you haven't reached the doorway yet.
Okay.
You reach the doorway, and you look inside, and there is a large contraption inside of this room. So you enter this room, or you look inside of this room, and you see this large contraption. It's set up all around this glowing red stone. It kind of pulsates. And it looks very, from all you have learned so far, it looks very gnomishly crafted. There are some stone gears moving around, but in the center of it is a large glass column. And inside the glass column are two stone orbs. They're not glowing, they just look to be like round circular balls. And at the bottom, you can see that there are 7 other stones. And as you look, you see one of them drop and land at the bottom. There is now one ball in this chamber, and the stone in the center changes to a dark red.
Oh.
You look and you see all around this room are similar stones, much smaller, but you also see barrels stacked inside of this room.
Oh my god, are you gonna get lanceled? Oh shit.
You're gonna be blown
Do
up.
I have any idea what this is?
Roll intelligence.
Roll high.
Oh.
Should have used a non-metal die.
Intelligence.
Is the bardic
Still have
inspiration?
bardic inspiration if you want to use them.
So that I add.
Thanks, Skull Splitter.
I add a D10.
D8.
He looks at me like, yeah,
I
it's
thought
a
it was a
D8.
D10 by now.
No, it is for Gorbel.
Oh, okay.
I'm not as inspiring.
5.
Thanks, not Skull Splitter.
Hope you have a backup character.
You can see that this is something. It is conceptually
It's a
terrifying
thing.
to you, but you can tell that there is a purpose behind it. I don't know if you can really tell what it is. It's confounding to you.
Can he smell in there?
He
said
can
he could
smell in there.
humanoids, non-humanoid smells in the other rooms. So
Yes.
what does he smell?
He smells a very potent smell inside of here. It smells
like a Footlocker.
it smells very, very strange and foreign and a little dangerous.
Smells dangerous.
So
Axe bodies.
I have a passive perception of 20. Is there any like specific things that I can pick up on, like sense
you can
that I've
see
smelled
that
before?
It's a bomb.
I mean, I don't know if you would have ever encountered this. Some of the others may have encountered this when dealing with Mori, but Mori Mudfury. But
Has he thought
Fuck.
about this? What do you see?
yeah, are you going to?
Think stuff at us now instead of.
But it's just
Hit
this
me with a
confounding
thing.
contraption, as far as you know.
There's some kind of weird contraption here. I made it down a flight of stairs.
Describe it.
So there's all these orbs and lights, like lit orbs. The center, there is a glass tube that the orbs are in, and they're falling through this contraption. There's barrels on either side of the room.
Barrels of what?
I'll try to get a peek at the barrels.
All right, you walk up.
Are they labeled? Do they smell like something?
I mean, there's some weird smells I haven't smelled in here before.
Does it sound quiet like the lady?
Describe the smell to me.
It smells very like almost sulfury.
It's like
That's
a
some demon shit.
sulfury smell.
You said there were orbs. What are the orbs doing?
So, the orbs are lighting in different colors, I believe. Red is a color that I have seen in here. And
Also, douche! And the he's just like going so slowly describing all this stuff.
Which is accurate.
And he said like the last one had fallen. There's like one left, and you're like,
Alright, let me get a quick peek in the barrel. I have no idea what this thing is.
So you walk over to one of the
Hirstag,
barrels,
I think you gotta get out.
and you pop open the
you
lid.
think?
Oh, I can't pop open a lid. I'm a...
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can't see anything inside these barrels. They have lids on them.
Can I roll...
Is stuff running from the machine into the barrels?
Yeah, you can see there's like some leading contraption. It really confounds your mind. You've never seen anything like this, but they're all kind of like leading to this main.
Seth, you said it was like gnomish. It seemed gnomish design.
Yes.
Did Hirstag relay that to us?
No, not yet. That's up to him.
I mean, I already described what I was going to say.
Oh my god!
You never answered
It's a
if it was quiet,
contraption.
if it's quiet like the lady. But I think we have a lot of thoughts going on because this is really weird. But was it quiet? The whole contraption thing, is it quiet like the lady?
No. I heard a clicking, grinding sound. It's the balls running through the machine.
Oh, there's a machine.
Yeah, there's a machine.
What kind of machine? Does it look dwarven? Does it look elven? Or
I think as a dwarf I would recognize dwarven.
Well, yeah, but you would, from seeing what you've seen, you would definitely recognize it as gnomish.
you saw the,
But, yeah,
the contraption we were building?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it definitely looks gnomish in design.
All right, so I was observing the fuck out of the gnomes building the siege machine thing. Is there something that I could ask him about, maybe how to turn off the machine or anything?
Yeah, I won't even have you roll. You could ask.
Is there a lever that you could poke, or a button or something you could trigger?
But
I don't know if I feel comfortable.
Well, it
doing
sounds
that.
like it's counting down to something.
Counting down.
Yeah, you said there were balls that were falling, and that like it was a periodical thing, and then
Counting down to what?
you're
Yeah,
surrounded by
that's
barrels.
Gorbel,
Can I
Hirstag.
roll to see if I have any kind of insight into what something that smells like sulfur would do?
Go
I
ahead
have spent a lot of time with Maury.
and go ahead and roll.
I know nature
What am I
stuff. Would
rolling?
I know what sulfur...
Intelligence.
yeah,
Pretty intelligent. 20.
20. That smells... You know, almost always when you smell sulfur, it's something that can ignite.
Okay. Hirstag,
Yeah.
I need you to stay calm,
I'm not calm.
So
but you need to get out.
as you start saying that, the last orb,
I'm gonna fly
and
as fast
you
as
start
I can.
seeing it turns into the stone in the center. That glowing stone turns purple and starts, and you can see that the others in the room, and slowly that chamber that had the balls in them starts to fill very slowly with some sort of purple mist. The chamber itself is about 5 feet tall,
Fly, you fool.
and it's slowly starting to fill up towards the top.
What are you doing?
You need to get out.
Yes.
I mean, I already said I was flying,
Oh.
but
You're
You
gonna
are?
fly?
I'm thinking.
Were there windows in those rooms?
Not on this level. There could possibly be in the bedrooms. Might be a porthole.
That's
Can
what
I
was
tell?
saying.
Can I? Does it look like there's magic involved here?
Yes, there is definitely magic involved. Slowly filling.
Get out.
Oh my god! Do I take
Open
a
one of
risk
the room
here?
windows.
Do I take a risk?
You've got very limited time.
Yeah.
I'm going to exit my wild shape,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the device
Okay.
at 5th level.
5th level. So.
And then I will run.
Okay.
At your much slower dwarven speed.
Yes, but
Okay, so Hirstag, you cast a spell magic, and you watch as the chamber stops for a moment filling. And then slowly, much slower than before, starts filling again.
shit. All right, I'm gonna run.
Okay,
Run,
you're gonna
open
run.
the door.
All right, we're gonna enter a skill challenge here. Okay, so Hirstag, you race down the hallway and up. You turn and get up towards the stairs. As you do, you see one of the doors fly open on that upstairs hallway, and a spectral something steps out in front of you. What skill do you want to use? You can't quite tell. It's incorporeal.
I will use.
Can you jump out a window?
I'll use Arcana.
Arcana?
To see if like, do I know anything about? That was a crit.
Oh, whoa!
20,
All right,
25,
Okay, so
26.
yeah, well, for this, we'll count crits as just automatic successes. So you can tell that this spectral creature is some sort of magically summoned creature. It definitely looks to be something that might not even be able to affect you.
Okay, I'm gonna barrel through it, but I'm going to yell in my brain. Ah!
You guys hear Hirstag yelling, "Oh!"
I'm gonna start running towards the ship.
Okay, you start running towards the ship. Hirstag, as you're passing this, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
23.
23. You keep looking in the rooms, and you see some of them have portholes in them, and you finally get to the end, and you can see that one of the portholes looks like it's kind of broken slightly, but you get to the end of the hallway where that door is.
There's a porthole broken.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the porthole.
Okay, you run up to the porthole.
Is it big enough for me to fit my body through?
It looks like it might be just the right size.
I'm gonna take my stone hammer and I'm gonna hit it to see if there's like any way to smash it open a little bit further, maybe?
Okay, give me a strength roll.
Strength roll. 16.
16. So you strike it with this stone hammer, and you can see that it, like 3/4 of the porthole pop out. It's still kind of hanging on there, but it's at an angle, so you might have to get rid of this thing Tomar,
Did I see the porthole?
You are on the same side as this. You can now see the porthole pop open, but you can't see what's inside of it.
I'm gonna charge at the porthole with my my zoomy zoom.
Your zoomy zoom, so you're going to aim upwards.
Yes.
This is about 40 feet up.
Oh, well.
You said it was 20 feet.
That's the bottom of the... It's floating.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Anybody else can start...
Instead, I'm going to do opposing force, and I'm going to pull the porthole out.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So you use opposing force, and... it's a porthole that's mostly damaged, so this thing flies off into the distance. Hirstag, you see this porthole just rip out, and now there's an opening here.
All right, I'm going to hop out.
Of the window?
This
All
is
right,
about to be
so
Michael
go ahead and
Bay.
roll acrobatics to climb up, because it's about 5 feet off the ground.
And then
You
you're
mean
gonna do
it's
the
40
slow-mo,
feet?
like,
No, where it was in the room.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
The porthole itself.
13.
13. So you very ungracefully climb into this porthole, and you're just going to drop out? Mm-hmm. All right, so you just start falling. You guys see Hirstag falling. He's falling about 40 feet. Anybody want to do anything? This is a very urgent thing.
Would hold person lock him in the air?
No.
Damn it.
He's falling.
I will perform containment field on him.
What does that do?
It creates a field around them. It might damage him a little bit. Just open up a pocket dimension around an enemy and trap them there.
Well, I was going to take damage from falling anyway.
That's true.
Well, we don't know how much damage falling 40 feet is going to do.
That's quite a ways.
And I have acrobatics.
You have acrobatics?
I mean, a little bit.
But what are you going to do?
I'm going to try and catch him with it.
Okay.
But I'm going to try and not damage him with it.
Okay.
If I'm not using it on an enemy, like...
Normally, what does it do?
You open up a pocket dimension around an enemy and trap them there. A target must make a dexterity save against your DC or become restrained by this containment field for as many rounds equal to the... Oh!
You know
they
what
don't
I'm
get
gonna do?
damage, it just restrains them.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to do?
Wait, hold on, pause. You're going to do this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you do this.
So it's like the Invisible Woman bubble thing.
Okay, gotcha. Now what are you going to do? Anybody else? Hirstag? Anybody?
Okay, I want to teleport down to the ground safely. Because
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Does
and
this
forgot.
spell stop people from teleporting? Because it's a containment field. I would imagine it would.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think so. I think it just restrains them if they fail to save.
But it's a pocket dimension?
Yeah.
So I feel like... yeah, maybe, depending. Okay, so you cast this, catches Hirstag, and Hirstag, you're going to teleport at the same time. So you immediately... Where are you teleporting to?
Just to the ground.
Okay,
and
so you
continue
teleport
to run.
Okay, you teleport to the ground and you take a tumble, and you see him disappear, and then you hear him behind you, like pop into existence and start running. And you are now very close to this thing. Anybody else want to do anything?
Run there! The last ball fell.
Shit!
It's filling up with some kind of thing.
And I'm going to start running his direction.
So as Tomar turns to run,
Sweet.
I can't believe you're not dead
this
yet.
airship explodes. Tomar, I need you to give me a dex save.
Man, that was the trappiest
And a
trap.
constitution save.
Oh.
8 for the dex save.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Oh my gosh. Tomar.
18 for the constitution
Oh.
save.
Okay, so you guys watch as Tomar as the explosion happens, he's so close that this thing blasts him off of the landing that he's on and into the air, into that center section of the city, and he just flies down.
Oh, shit.
Tomar,
am I conscious as
you
I'm
are
in
just
midair?
barely conscious, but I have to give you some damage since you were hit by this.
What kind of damage?
This is going to be force damage. One moment. You take 78 force damage.
Could a mage hand carry him?
No.
Nope.
He can carry 10 pounds. And he is now plummeting hundreds of feet.
Could multiple birds?
How far away is he from me?
He is out of your line of sight. He's probably at least 100 feet away from you now.
And I can't see him?
No, he has dipped over the side.
Is there anything nearby me, like buildings or something that are higher up?
There aren't any, like you're falling through the center of the city, like this big
Oh,
center.
into the hole?
Yes, you've been blasted off of there.
Is there a bridge nearby?
You can definitely see some bridges that are flying past you.
All right, now I'm going to use terminal velocity to...
Okay.
Well, no, the concentrated charge thing, and, like, midair just warp towards one of the bridges and grab onto it.
The nearest one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the nearest one is made out of wood, so let's see.
That's
you
dope.
do this, you concentrated charge, boom. Let me see here. Alright, so you concentrated charge, you blast into this bridge, it's basically wood and rope, and you, but your strength save?
Strength save?
Yes, strength save.
15.
Alright, you beat a 10. You're able to grab onto it as you blast it apart, and you're able to grab onto some of the ropes, and now you're hanging in this, like, as it's, like, just hanging down from this, like, long rope, but you can hear it. It seems like it's gonna fall.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you want to say anything to the others.
Help!
Can we see him?
Only if you run towards the edge.
Could birds lift him?
What's below me?
An expanse of nothing, and then variously you see like different ropes and bridges kind of crossing. But hundreds of feet of pain.
Is he within 300 feet of me if I run to the edge?
Yes.
Can I cast Magnificent Mansion under him so he like falls into my portal?
That's such a good idea.
It creates the mansion right in a spot.
Yeah.
Okay, you could definitely do that. It wouldn't stop the mansion from falling
Why?
because
to be,
he's
like,
hanging
on
he's hanging in the center.
if you
but
make
it's like
that mansion,
isn't
like-
it like an other dimension?
I feel like it is.
Portal?
Can you make it really
describe the
cushy?
spell to me.
You conjure an extra-dimensional dwelling in range that lasts for the duration. You choose where its one entrance is located. The entrance shimmers faintly and is 5 feet wide, 10 feet tall. You and any creature you designate when you cast a spell can enter the extra-dimensional dwelling as long as the portal remains open. You can open or close the portal if you are within 30 feet
Oh, so it's
of
a
it.
portal. Then yes.
That's
You can open it. You can open it up sideways.
So you can open it
basically.
up right underneath him as he's falling.
Okay.
This is so much.
That is
That's
what I am casting.
So-
much
Not knowing this right now, I'm going to try and climb up the rope
Okay.
as quickly as possible.
All right, strength save.
Oh, I can't do athletics or anything?
Oh yeah, athletics. Yeah, let's do that. Which is what that other one should have been, but you still passed it. So
26.
26. So you start climbing up this rope, but you can feel it starting to give. But you're climbing up really fast. You make it about halfway up, and you hear a, and all of a sudden, you plummet.
And I think, just fall into the portal, Tomar. Don't fight it.
You look below you, and you see a portal open up.
I fucking... I point myself like an arrow, basically.
Give me an athletics check with an advantage on it.
29.
So you dive right into this portal, and
Is it like Monsters, Inc., where you go through a door and then you're like suddenly in a...
yeah, you're like, whoa! You like roll a little bit, but you're in a foyer all of a sudden. And a big... what does this mansion look like?
So,
Super swing.
it's something that I have designed myself. And you know that it's covered in furs and lots of overstuffed leather furniture.
So it looks very Nordic in a sense.
In a sense, lots of drinks everywhere, roaring fires. There's a stage in the foyer, which is weird.
This looks... What the... Am I in Gorbel's dream house?
Servants come out.
What the...
And especially one
There are
particular...
half-naked men and women.
I pull my sword out. Like,
one in particular... Master Tomas, how can I help you today? Would you like some warm milk with rum? Spiced.
yeah?
Very well. He snaps his fingers and Warm milk with spiced rum appears in front of him. He hands it to you.
Who are you?
I am the servant of the household of the Lady Gorbel the Adorable.
Gorbel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I haven't actually been inside this mansion yet, but describe it to me. Tell me how it looks.
It looks really swanky. There's a lot of naked people in here.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Anything else I can do for you, Master Tomar?
Do you have like a chair or something that I could sit in?
Why, there's quite a variety of chairs here. Here in the manse of the Lady Gorbel the Adorable.
Okay, alright. Well,
Come with us.
All right.
And a bevy of shirtless men and women lead you into another room, which is just filled with couches and furs and all manner of comfort. It's a large library with a roaring fireplace inside of it. Yeah. Every book just
All the
says
books
the
are
escapades of Gorbel. I'm gonna go ahead and say that all the books are completely misspelled.
blah blah book topic.
Yeah, and you're led there, and there's a nice warm blanket. It looks to be made out of some sort of bear fur, and one of the shirtless women comes up and wraps you in it and lets you sit down in one of the comfy chairs. And
Would you like a shoulder massage, sir?
No, and I'm trying to avert my eyes.
All right, just say anything if you'd like one.
Thank you. That'll be all.
so now, Tomar, you are completely, and you were in danger, and now you're not. The opposite of danger.
I'm gonna drink my drink.
All right, it's good. It's delicious. In fact, one of the best you've ever had.
You got good drinks in here.
I know.
Question.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I get out of here?
Maybe we should just come to you.
I don't think so. I think we gotta rescue that girl.
So you guys are now. The boom was loud. Hirstag, you just made it out, and you guys were shielded against the buildings. However, this blast knocked the woman loose of the pole, and she is nowhere to be seen now.
Oh.
But there's a ton of just shrapnel, and a large plume of magical smoke has risen in the spot where the airship was.
There's not like guts and stuff where she was, is there?
You don't see any guts or innards or
There's
anything.
a human-shaped like charred circle.
It's like a nuclear bomb.
So here's what I'm a little confused about. So when this spell ends, anybody who's in that mansion will just kind of get cast out into open space. But he is still really far up. Am I able to move that portal down to the ground at all?
I believe you'd have to cast the spell again.
Yeah, you'd have to cast it again, which would cause him to tumble again.
Okay.
But we'll worry about that in a second, because at the moment you guys hear a off in the distance.
That's scary.
That sounds like fucking the jackal of hell. Mother of God.
I didn't anticipate that
I
sound
didn't know
coming
that
out.
could happen.
So for any producers looking for voice actors out there, for once Mike Novak dies, I can do your voices. Now, you hear a and near the entrance to the city, you see this hulking form appearing as the smoke clears, and this giant, large-shouldered creature leaning forward on its two great fists with a sloped, narrow backside lumbers forward and walks towards you all. And on its shoulder is a form. You can't quite make it out. But as the smoke clears, you can actually see. You see a large sword, and you see a very straight-backed individual sitting on his shoulder. This creature is roughly 20 feet tall and about 10 feet wide, and it looks to be some form of troll or giant or some weird manifestation. But as the smoke clears, you see what appears to be the smashed and somehow revitalized form of Elk Hazel, though the sword he holds looks very similar to the sword that Miraluk held. Oh, no. And that's where we're going to end.
Guys. Hello? Hello? Shit!
Oh, man.